Welcome to the Dove and Serpent Tarot Companion, a comprehensive guide to the Thoth Tarot, written by yours truly, based on the teachings of Aleister Crowley and Lady Frida Harris, incorporating insights from Hermetic Kabbalah, astrology, alchemy, Gnosticism, Thelema, Jungian psychology, neuroscience, mythology, and modern culture. Copyright 2025, Dove and Serpent Press. The Thoth Tarot deck, created by Aleister Crowley and painted by Lady Frida Harris, is acknowledged with deep respect. This companion work is an independent publication and is not authorized, approved, or sponsored by Ordo Templi Orientis or any official body. Dedication. To the seekers of the light and the keepers of the mysteries, may the symbols reveal themselves to you in stillness, in courage, and in wonder. This work is offered as a guide for those who walk between the worlds, where dove ascends and serpent coils, and the stars write their silent music upon the soul. The tarot is a pictorial representation of the forces of nature as conceived by the ancients, preserved for the inspiration of the wise. Aleister Crowley, The Book of Thoth. About this book. This book is not merely a manual, nor simply a commentary on the Thoth Tarot. It is a map for those who seek to journey beyond the surface of the cards, into the heart of the mystery they reveal. The tarot speaks in a language older than words, woven from images, numbers, myths, and dreams. The Thoth deck, in particular, is a cipher of ancient knowledge, reimagined for the new eon. A living current of transformation encoded in color, symbol, and vibration. The Dove and Serpent Tarot Companion is designed to be both a lantern and a compass for travelers of this sacred path. It offers interpretations rooted in traditional esoteric wisdom, Hermetic Kabbalah, astrology, alchemy, Gnosticism, and Thelema, while also bridging into modern disciplines such as Jungian psychology, neuroscience, and mythological storytelling. Each card is treated as a living being, a gate to be opened, a force to be encountered. Each chapter invites not only understanding, but experience, meditation, manifestation, and shadow work. Whether you read these pages slowly by candlelight, meditate upon a single image for weeks, or consult the companion in moments of uncertainty, you are engaging in a dialogue with the deeper currents of your own soul. The path of the tarot is not linear. It spirals and weaves like the serpent. It soars and descends like the dove. This book honors both movements, the ascent toward the light and the descent into wisdom. Take your time, listen deeply. The cards will teach you what no words alone can. This companion is merely the key. The door waits for you to open it. Preface. The tarot has been called many things: a mirror of the soul, a book of wisdom, a map of the invisible. For me, it has been a companion, silent yet speaking, mysterious yet intimate, a living language through which the great currents of the cosmos make themselves known. The Thoth Tarot, created through the collaboration of Aleister Crowley and Lady Frida Harris, is perhaps the most intricate and transformative of these languages. It weaves together Hermetic Kabbalah, alchemy, astrology, mythology, and spiritual psychology into a breathtaking whole, inviting those who dare to study it into a lifelong journey of discovery. This book, the Dove and Serpent Tarot Companion, was written as a guide for that journey. It is meant to serve not merely as a reference, but as a living dialogue between you and the wisdom encoded within the cards. The title, Dove and Serpent, reflects two currents of the soul's evolution: the aspiration toward the divine, the dove, and the wisdom rooted in earth and transformation, the serpent. These are not opposites to be reconciled, but powers to be embraced together, as the tarot teaches. Whether you are new to the Thoth deck or have walked its labyrinthine paths for years, may this companion deepen your understanding, awaken your intuition, and strengthen your connection to the mystery behind the veil. I offer it to you in trust and gratitude. The cards await. This book will have several parts, each containing multiple chapters. Part 1, Foundations of the Path. Chapter 1, the sacred structure of the tarot. Chapter 2, the origin of the Thoth deck. Chapter 3, invisible currents, the esoteric systems behind the cards. Chapter 4, preparation for the journey, how to approach the Thoth Tarot. Part 2, the journey of the major arcana, archetypes of transformation. The Fool, spirit before form. The Magus, the Word made flesh. The High Priestess, the keeper of the threshold. The Empress, the creative womb. The Emperor, the architect of the worlds. The Hierophant, guardian of the mysteries. The Lovers, the alchemy of union. The Chariot, mastery and movement. Adjustment, the living balance. The Hermit, the lamp within. Fortune, the spiral of destiny. Lust, the ecstatic will. The Hanged Man, surrender and revelation. Death, the alchemy of endings. Art, the sacred marriage. The Devil, liberation through confrontation. The Tower, the fall that awakens. The Star as the guiding light. The Moon as the labyrinth of dreams. The Sun, the radiance of being. The Aeon, the trumpet of the new age. And the Universe, completion and rebirth. Part 3, the Four Realms, the minor arcana and the elemental mysteries. The Suit of Wands, the fires of the will. The Suit of Cups, the waters of emotion. The Suit of Swords, the winds of thought. And the Suit of Discs, the stones of manifestation. Part 4, the Living Court, personas of power and pathways of the soul. The Knight, Queen, Prince, and Princess of Wands, Cups, Swords, and Discs. And in Part 5, Hidden Threads, esoteric maps, and magical engines. Chapter 1, the Tarot and the Tree of Life. Chapter 2, celestial signatures, astrology, and the cards. Chapter 3, the fires of change, alchemical forces in tarot. Chapter 4, Thelema, the new eon, and the spiritual revolution. Chapter 6, contemporary currents, the tarot and the modern mind. Chapter 1, tarot and the language of the brain, insights from neuroscience. Chapter 2, the journey within, Jungian psychology and the tarot. Chapter 3, echoes of the divine, Gnostic and Christian mysticism. Chapter 4, archetypes alive, tarot in popular culture and myth. And in Part 7, integration, walking the path beyond the cards. Chapter 1, reading as ritual, approaching the cards with reverence. Chapter 2, the practice of the everyday mystic, daily work with the Thoth deck. Chapter 3, the deeper mysteries, advanced techniques and inner temple work. Chapter 4, the Fool's Return, the never-ending journey. And the appendices, a complete list of astrological decans and correspondences, major arcana and the Hebrew letters, recommended reading and esoteric resources, quick reference guide to card meanings, and a glossary of symbols and terms. Introduction. There is a reason the tarot endures. Long after civilizations rise and fall, after philosophies fade and religions evolve, the tarot continues to speak, not because it belongs to any one tradition, but because it speaks in the universal language of consciousness itself. It is a mirror for the soul and a map for the great work of transformation. Among the many decks that have emerged through the centuries, the Thoth deck stands as a singular masterpiece, a deck that is not only a tool for divination, but an encoded system of spiritual awakening. It draws its life from many sources: Hermetic Kabbalah, astrology, alchemy, Egyptian mysteries, Thelema, and Gnosticism, to name only a few. Yet it remains something more than the sum of its parts. It is a living being, a symphony of color and form that calls to those ready to walk between the worlds. This companion was born out of a simple, urgent truth. The Thoth Tarot cannot be understood merely by memorizing key words, nor by applying rigid systems. It must be lived. It must be contemplated, meditated upon, and allowed to unfold its meanings in the depths of your own awareness. It is a book that reads you as much as you read it. Thus, the purpose of the Dove and Serpent Tarot Companion is not to reduce the cards to simple definitions, but to open the doorways they guard. This book is an invitation into the living current of wisdom that flows beneath the imagery. It provides practical guidance, yes, meanings for divination, insights for manifestation, meditations for shadow work, but it also seeks to awaken your direct relationship with the tarot as a spiritual, psychological, and magical process. Before we explore the cards one by one, it is vital to understand the secret current flowing through the entire deck. Beneath the many symbols and stages lies a single golden thread. The Fool's journey is not about acquiring what you lack, but remembering what you already are. It is the slow, sacred unveiling of the magus, hidden within the Fool. This is the true journey the tarot reveals. The Fool's remembering, becoming the magus. The tarot is often seen as a journey from innocence to experience, from ignorance to wisdom, from the Fool to the world. But beneath that linear path lies a deeper spiral, not a process of becoming something new, but of remembering who we already are. The tarot is not about self-improvement. It is about self-revelation. The Fool is already the magus. You have always been the magus. You simply forgot. Your amnesia is part of the design, part of the sacred forgetting that allows for authentic experience. But the Fool wanders through the archetypal landscape, and you are slowly illuminated by a light older than time, a light not of this world. That light comes from the star. The light of the star. The star is the source beyond the veil, the eternal radiance of spirit, the divine origin of our soul's journey. It is the frequency of our deepest purpose, our original joy, our truth before it was entangled in the world's conditions. In the Thoth Tarot, the star is not a distant hope, but an ever-flowing current of living light, gently calling the Fool home. That light, however, cannot speak to the Fool directly, not yet. Its brilliance would overwhelm you. Instead, it transmits through the High Priestess. The High Priestess is the lens of the soul. She is the divine light refracted into intuition, memory, dreams, and silence. She guides not by instruction, but by inner knowing. She reveals not with answers, but with presence. She is the moonlit reflection of the star's radiance. She whispers to the Fool, remember, look inward. This is not who you are. The light reveals the shadows. As the priestess opens the channels, the light of the star begins to enter the Fool. But this is not an easy awakening. The divine light does not only reveal our gifts, it reveals our blockages, our trauma, our karmic knots, the places where love could not reach us, the sore spots, the tender wounds, the patterns that keep repeating. The light shows the Fool everything that stands between you and remembrance. It lights up your inner world like a lantern in a deep cave. And at first, that can feel like darkness intensifying. But it is not punishment. It is preparation. Awareness is the beginning of liberation. As the Fool begins to see clearly, the light does something else. It spills outward. It doesn't just illuminate your shadows, it begins to illuminate your path. The yellow brick road appears. From emptiness to empress. As the Fool follows the golden path, something begins to change. You start to feel your inherent creativity, your magnetic power, your connection to beauty, to love, to nature. You begin to remember your empress nature. The empress is not a reward at the end of the road. She is who the Fool has always been on the inside, a divine creator, overflowing with life, connected to Source, in love with the world. The Empress life is not about indulgence, it is about embodiment. The light of the star, through the priestess, awakens the Empress within, and the Fool realizes, I am not lost, I am blooming. I am not empty, I am fertile with spirit. This realization sparks the next transformation. The chariot and the engine. As the Fool begins to embody the gifts, you must learn to carry them into the world, to move, to act, to go. Enter the chariot, your vehicle for forward motion, a vessel of focused will, discipline, and purpose. The chariot is not driven by random chance, it is powered from deep within. But what powers it? The devil. Not the villain, not the tempter, the engine. The devil in the Thoth Tarot is the force of raw creative fire, libido, drive, vitality, primal hunger. It is the engine that fuels our journey when harnessed with consciousness. It is desire without shame, instinct without suppression, power without apology. But power alone is not enough. The chariot needs ignition. It needs the spark of transformation. That is the tower. The combustion of awakening. The tower is not destruction for its own sake. It's the combustion chamber, the controlled explosion that transforms pressure into momentum. It is the moment when illusion breaks, when the ego cracks, when false identities fall away. And in that rupture, something is released: light, speed, truth. The Fool, now driving the chariot with awakened purpose, powered by the devil's energy and sparked by the tower's fire, begins to move not toward the magus, but as the magus. Because the truth is, the Fool has always had the tools: the wand, the cup, the sword, the pentacle. They were in your pack from the start. But you had to walk the path to remember what they meant. You had to receive the light, face the shadows, feel the hunger, endure the fire. Only then could you speak the word. Becoming the magus. The magus is the Fool who remembers, who takes the first breath and makes it a word, who turns light into language, instinct into spell, being into becoming. The magus does not dominate the world. You collaborate with it. You are not separate from Source. You are a channel for it. Your will is not imposed. It is aligned. And in this state, the fool realizes, I never lacked anything. I only forgot. I am not a wanderer. I am a weaver. I am not a question. I am a voice. The tarot, then, is not a ladder of achievement. It is a spiral of remembrance. The star is the source. The priestess is the light. The empress is the life. The chariot is the car. The devil is the engine. The tower is the ignition. And the fool. The fool is the magus in disguise. And now the disguise is falling away. You do not need to be a scholar of Kabbalah, a priestess of Thelema, or a depth psychologist to benefit from these teachings. You only need 3 things: a willing heart, an open mind, and a spirit of courageous curiosity. In the chapters ahead, you will find the cards explored through many lenses, as steps upon the path of individuation and spiritual evolution, as elemental energies influencing your daily life, as psychological archetypes reflecting inner states and potentials, as symbols in conversation with ancient wisdom and modern science alike. Each card is given space to breathe, to reveal both its light and its shadow, its invitation toward manifestation, and its challenges for inner work. You will also find practices, exercises, and meditations woven throughout this companion, offering ways to not merely study the tarot, but to embody it. The tarot is a dance between dove and serpent, between the aspirational ascent toward spirit and the transformative wisdom rooted in earth and matter. Both forces are needed, both are sacred. The dove teaches surrender, trust, and divine inspiration. The serpent teaches endurance, knowledge, and transformation. The tarot is their meeting ground, their alchemical union, and you, the reader, are the vessel through which their power flows. Let this book be your lantern as you walk the paths between the stars. Let the images open doorways within you that no book can fully describe. Let the fool's journey become your own. The path awaits. The cards await. The mystery is alive. Welcome. Who this book is for? This book is for seekers, for those who sense that there is more to life than meets the eye, and who are willing to listen to the silent language of symbols. It is for those who approach the tarot not merely as a tool for prediction, but as a living initiation into the mysteries of the self, spirit, and cosmos. This companion is for you if you feel called to explore the Thoth Tarot as a sacred text, not just a deck of cards. You are drawn to the esoteric sciences, Kabbalah, astrology, alchemy, mysticism, and you wish to see how they interweave within the tarot. You seek a deeper relationship with archetypes, intuition, and the evolutionary forces shaping your soul. You wish to use the tarot for personal transformation, spiritual development, and the cultivation of inner wisdom. You are willing to walk a path that demands reflection, patience, and reverence for mystery. It does not matter whether you are a beginner to the tarot or a seasoned practitioner. It does not matter whether you are a student of Crowley's teaching or simply a wanderer guided by instinct. What matters is your willingness to engage with the cards not as answers, but as living questions. What matters is your openness to be changed by what you encounter. The dove flies toward the infinite. The serpent coils into the depths of understanding. If you feel the stirrings of both within you, then this book was written with you in mind. Welcome to the beginning of the next turn of your journey. How to use this companion. The tarot is a living current, and no single book can ever contain its full mystery. What this companion offers is a lantern, a guide through the labyrinth of symbols, forces, and insights encoded within the Thoth deck. You may choose to use this book in many ways, depending on your needs and your stage of the journey. 1. As a study guide. You can work through the chapters systematically, beginning with the foundations and moving card by card through the major and minor arcana, court cards, and esoteric systems. This approach builds a strong framework of knowledge, helping you to understand not only individual cards, but the larger architecture of the deck as a whole. Take your time, allow each card to breathe. Study one card a day, a week, or even a month, letting the images speak to you beyond the words written here. 2. As a divination companion. When doing tarot readings, whether for yourself or others, this book can serve as a reference. Each card's chapter includes interpretations for general meaning, manifestation work, and shadow work, allowing you to deepen your readings beyond surface-level impressions. Allow your intuition to guide which interpretations resonate in the moment. This companion is meant to enhance, not replace, your own inner knowing. 3. As a meditation partner. The Thoth Tarot is uniquely suited to meditation and pathworking. You may wish to meditate upon a single card, entering into its landscape and allowing its energies to work within you. Suggested meditations, affirmations, and questions for reflection are provided throughout this book to assist you in using the cards as doorways to inner transformation. 4. As a map for spiritual practice. The Fool's Journey. The archetypal evolution through the major arcana is a blueprint for the great work of spiritual realization. You may use this companion as a map to structure your personal practices, working sequentially through the major arcana as initiatory stages, exploring the minor arcana as daily elemental forces, engaging with the court cards as evolving aspects of the self. In this way, the tarot becomes not just a tool for insight, but a path of conscious evolution. And finally, 5, as a living dialogue. Above all, remember, this book is not an authority dictating final meanings. It is a companion in an ongoing conversation between you, the tarot, and the living forces they represent. Trust your own impressions. Notice what stirs in your mind, heart, and body as you encounter the cards. The greatest teacher of the tarot is the tarot itself, and the self it reveals. Guidelines for deepening your practice. Keep a tarot journal to record your studies, meditations, and readings. Revisit cards over time. Their meanings will evolve as you do. Allow paradox and mystery to coexist with clarity and insight. Approach the deck with reverence, patience, and playful curiosity. This companion will walk with you as far as you are willing to go. Beyond the final stage, the journey continues, card by card, step by step, light and shadow woven together. May it serve you well. Acknowledging Aleister Crowley and Lady Frida Harris and the Book of Thoth. The creation of the Thoth Tarot deck stands as one of the most extraordinary collaborations in the history of esoteric art and philosophy. Without the visionary work of Aleister Crowley and the intuitive genius of Lady Frida Harris, this tarot would not exist, and neither would the living current it continues to carry. Aleister Crowley, 1875 to 1947, the deck's architect, brought together the vast wisdom of Hermetic Kabbalah, astrology, alchemy, Egyptian mythology, Thelema, and Eastern and Western mystical traditions to craft a tarot that was not only a tool for divination, but a map for spiritual transformation. His text, the Book of Thoth, remains one of the most profound, and at times challenging, treatises on the tarot ever written. It reveals not merely interpretations of the cards, but initiatory pathways into consciousness itself. Lady Frida Harris, 1877 to 1962, the deck's artist, did more than illustrate Crowley's ideas. She animated them. Through her paintings, she captured invisible energies, subtle geometries, and astral forces in a way that no mere technical rendering could. Her art is an act of spiritual transmission, and her intuitive brilliance infused the deck with life, beauty, and profound resonance. This companion owes its existence to their work. Every page that follows stands upon the foundation they built. While this book offers new perspectives and modern integrations, drawing from neuroscience, psychology, mythology, and contemporary spirituality, it remains rooted in the original spirit of the Thoth Tarot. I offer my deepest respect to Aleister Crowley for daring to weave so vast and dangerous a tapestry of wisdom, and to Lady Frida Harris for bringing it into form with courage and devotion. I acknowledge the Book of Thoth not only as a source text, but as a spiritual entity in its own right, a living doorway into mysteries that continue to unfold for each generation. May their work continue to inspire those who seek the light in the labyrinth, and those who understand that true mastery is always the beginning of greater mystery.